What's up, my precious little pack? Well, I would just like to say thank you for any and all support on the channel thus far. I hit 100 subscribers today. The next goal is 1,000 and then 1 million. I intend on doing YouTube for as long as possible, but I would just like to say thank you to any and all of you. And the beginning of this video will be a bit differently, because as you can already tell, I would just like to say it's been fun thus far making videos for you all. It's been pleasant, it's been enjoyable, it's been good overall. So thank you for any and all support once again. I'll continue to make videos. I'll start making more of them each day. I'll continue to improve upon the quality of the videos. I'm going to be doing a bit more as well. I'm going to be expanding the games I play as I slowly upgrade my computer and stuff like that. But that's going to be it. On to the main feature of the video. Welcome back to VEGA Conflict, everybody. So, we're going to kick it off by talking about the prize list for the Sector Strike that is currently going on that ends tomorrow, and the crafting event, starting with the Sector Strike first. It's the Cruiser Sector Strike, and before I even list off the ships, there is a weapon I'm going to list off that I have used and I adore. More so than the alien weapons. There's only one weapon I love more than it, and that's the thermal beam. But this is the manifold missile. Most of you may or may not know it. I will show a few videos later on this week, or possibly next week, around Monday or Friday, it just depends, of the weapon in action. And I would recommend picking up level 3, level 1, then level 2. And I have no problems with this weapon whatsoever. No hate, no anything. It's just a very good weapon. Reverb Ray. It gains powers that bounces between targets. I have never actually used it, but because it bounces between targets, it changed to 3 of them, and it gains damage. It's going to do more damage to the last target it hits than from the first. Except for its low damage output, wouldn't make it all that effective in high level combat, so that's a bit of a sad thing. It's only for cruisers as well. But since it's only for cruisers, you can equip it, and it has a very low weight. You can equip it on level 1 and level 2 cruisers, I believe. You can put 1 on level 1, or you can put 2 or 3 on the level 2 cruiser. And it should fare fairly well for you. So level 3, level 1, then level 2. Now let's list off the actual main prizes. The Heretic Cruiser is a very, very well-armored ship for its tier. It is tier 5. It has 6 armor slots. That is as much as the Guardian, the Punishers, and stuff like that being markup graded. In the end, when it's markup graded, it has 7. Let's take a look at the Covenant Cruiser. As you can see, it's built for war, not for health. So that's a cruiser I can smile upon. And they feature reduced weapon mass. Oh, I forgot to say, it features reduced armor mass, and it also features increased armor health. That's something you can't take for granted all that often. I actually have a few of them, I believe. Let's see. You're all alone. We can go through you. Yeah, I have a few of them. They're all blank hull battleships and a single Heretic. I haven't gotten anything for them. I was getting stuff to produce the Frasier carrier, well, arm it up, because I'm going to be using it, but I got the, let's see here. I got the Dominion carrier, so I started getting stuff to fit for it. So let's jump back into the sector prize. So I can recommend both these cruisers. I would recommend you go after the Covenant Cruiser before the Heretic, though, due to the additional weapons, weapon slot and stuff like that. I see it as being more advantageous than the Heretic, but you'd want more heavily armored cruisers to roll with it because it would be a softer target. Granted, it does have dual shields, but with only 3 armor slots until you mark upgrade it, it's not going to be rocking any major battlefields anytime soon. And along with that, you can pick up for the same price the blueprint, which I don't understand this. For the same price of the blueprint, you can pick up a blank hull. And the reason I say I don't understand it is the cost for the intel is the exact same as the actual ship. So that, I don't understand why they did that. Let's go ahead and let's scroll down here. Blister rounds for missiles. Only for Demon Cores, it increases weapon mass, but as you saw from the Demon Core, all their ships they all reduced weapon mass. And it does 50% increased health damage. That could be useful in quite a few cases. I can't bring up one right away because I never used the Demon Core stuff. Next up is the Antimatter Scoop. Level 3 before anything else. Level 3, level 1, then level 2. And if you have at least one of these per ship on a combat fleet, you may lose some of the major benefits, but you're going to get increased antimatter payout by 10% per ship, up to 60% in an entire fleet. So if you're running low on antimatter, that's the prize I would recommend. On to the turrets. One that I used a lot and finally got rid of the last one in my base with the last storm driver I equipped and set up. The Gemini driver turret. Level 3, level 1, then level 2. And naturally, I don't have any problems with this weapon. I honestly can't think of a single reason to hate it. It's strong, granted it does fire a little bit more slowly than the ones I have now, but it still packs a punch. And it's firing 2 projectiles per one. Next up, Brutal Gatling Ray Turret reusable items. Only pick these up if you intend on upgrading them and combining them all until you have a few level 3s. At level 1, granted the weight does have the advantage, but in high level combat and stuff like that, and when you fully fit energy turrets to your base, you see that they rapidly jump up in weight due to the certain specials that are only for them. Spectre Wing, another reusable item. This one I can recommend you pick up if you can get the 600,000 intel. Well, 600,000 intel. Well, a little bit over. To gather them and then combine them. The only ones I have equipped in my base are level 3. Last but not least, the time tokens. Depending on which ship you go for, if you're going for the blueprints first, depending on which ship, depends on which one you buy. Are you going for the Demon Core ships first, which is the Covenant Cruiser? In that case, try and get time tokens to go with it, to be able to cut down your first build of it. If you're going for more armor over weaponry and you go with the Heretic, pick up the Iron Star ship build tokens. Now, let's check out the crafting event. What's it got? Cruiser related stuff. Alright. No resources again. This is another problem. I'm going to quickly stop right now. This is another problem I noticed with all the strikes. You can no longer gain resources from the strikes aside from the targets you hit. The point of adding the resources was to allow every player to be able to advance a little bit more quickly and allow everyone to have access to the resources, whether they could farm for the resources during an event or from cargo fleets and the such. The removal of them was a bit short-sighted because there are high-level players that, to be honest, to fill your cargo you'd have to farm for hours, even with a top-tier fleet. Even if you have a cargo fleet consisting of top tier ships, you've taken literally months to build this cargo fleet. Holds, around 100,000. Let's say your base is completely maxed out. You've coined everything up. You're just maxed out. You've maxed out your resource storage and everything. It will take you about 14 to 15. No wait, because it breaks everything down. You bring back smaller portions. It'll take you about 30 to 50 trips, if I'm not mistaken, of going out just to gather resources, then come back. And that's having the cargo fleet haul everything. That's not talking about the actual fleet that it would take to build. But I just wanted to point that out because the removal of resources was a mistake in my eyes, and I will see it as nothing other than a mistake. Now, let's jump right into this. If you're in the Xeno/Axis tier, this part of the video is for you. If you're in the Xeno tier and you can only fight certain targets, you're not going to be able to earn enough to buy every single crafting box up to level 5 Punisher, try and at least fight to level 4. Well, actually, for the Punisher, you only ever need really level 2. Because at Mark II, the Punisher gains access to its secondary resistor, so it has 2 of them, unlike the Guardian, which must be level 4 to get its second resistor. So, For lower levels that are in the Xeno division tier, pick up as many of those Mark II boxes as you can, because they're going to be more beneficial in every level after it in terms of usability with the resistors that they have for the Xeno division and the Guardians. Well, specifically for the cruisers of the two, there's that one specific resistor that everybody knows, or should know. If not, I'll show it off in a separate video. Now, for anyone in the Axis tier, I would recommend you try and fight as hard as you can to get as many boxes as you can. And for every one you buy, try and ensure that you get enough to pick up each set so you can get an entire ship up to at least Mark IV to be able to gain that double resistor benefit. Not only will it be beneficial in PvP, but also PvE. And yes, I just said PvP first. Naturally, everyone's using projectile/energy to long-range weapons, so naturally a cruiser built to resist it and armed to the teeth with armor and fitted like the way I fit mine with low damage, you'd be able to resist the damage quite easily, because everything they hit you with would be reduced by half. And with the innate natural resistance of the Guardian at 50% alien resistance, even that's going to be reduced by half. So everything they're hitting you with is going to be halved in damage. And you're going to have a lot more armor. And here's another thing. If you get jumped by a battleship fleet and you're a cruiser fleet, do not cluster your ships together. Most of them always have net torpedoes or something to slow you down. Spread your ships out and have them engage from different angles of attack. Have one or two try to outflank the enemy fleet, while another one goes directly at the fleet. And if the player is playing with only the AI and they're not actually flying their fleet, this is going to be their mistake and you're going to be able to win. And you're going to have the other two, this is providing you have a carrier, you're going to have the other two ships, the cruisers, going up along the opposite sides, in between where you're having the other two flank and the one in the middle, so that all of them open fire around the same time on individual targets, because firing on the individual targets in PvP could be an advantage, or you could close in for a kill on a single ship at a time and knock out an entire section of their damage just like that. Or you could gun specifically for the carrier, so you outflank them and have the two Guardian cruisers go after, let's say, the carrier. Let's say it's a Paladin in this case. But that's it for this video. Everything is fairly set in terms of what comes up next, and tomorrow will be the Alien Strike review as well as some gameplay and combat in it. So look forward to that, everybody. But this is going to be it for this video. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. If it was helpful, as a matter of fact, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Not if you liked it, if it was helpful and you liked it. Either way. But I'll see you all later.